In this video, I'm going to show you how I've helped a doctor go from 0 patients to multiple locations and over 200 phone calls a month with Google Ads. But before I show you the strategy that we use, let me show you the typical strategy that most practices use. And so first, what we have is a Google ad, right? But then the next piece is they typically run it to their website. Most of the time, it's the homepage. And the reason this isn't as efficient is because the homepage can't be edited for specific keywords. You get low quality scores, you get high cost per click. So that's the first issue. And then they will run it to like a scheduling software. So let's say it's ZocDoc. And that's how the ads will flow. So they want meetings and schedulings with ZocDoc, but that generally just does not work. And let me tell you how much it worked for us. It didn't work at all. We got 0 leads from that strategy. It's the strategy that we tested right when he opened his practice, and it didn't work. And it has a lot of fields. It might have 7 or 8 fields that they have to fill out, multiple steps. And it's like a brochure site. It's not meant to help them to call you. It's just information gathering. Spelled brochure wrong. It's for information gathering. So, and the people are on their phones. And that's going to be key to what I show you here in a second. So that's how it typically goes at the beginning. So the next part was, all right, this didn't work. We spent probably a few weeks, probably 3 weeks, just trying to get it to work. We couldn't get it to work. So the next iteration was Google ad, of course. We're always starting with the Google ad. Then it was a landing page. This is the landing page. And instead of the ZocDoc, what we tried to do was just create our own custom form. So the form, and it was typically like name, email, phone, and then ailment, like what was wrong. So it was a question. And we thought that if we did a shorter form, it would work a lot better because people didn't have to fill out all that information. It was a lot simpler. And guess how many leads we got from that? We got 0. And so really when we dove into the split test, based on a lot of the traffic being from phones, what we decided is to switch up the strategy. And I'll show you that after I show you the results. And so here's the results from the strategy. If you can see my page, we're spending, this is, let's go to the last 30 days. So last 30 days or last month, we have 225 phone calls at $31 each with a 17% conversion rate. And if you're not familiar with conversion rates, a good conversion rate is like 7%. So we're more than double a good conversion rate. And that's one of the reasons that the campaigns are running well. And these campaigns, as you can see, limited by budget there, they just have more that they can spend. And so even more if we go to our goals and reports, I'm going to show you another piece that's really interesting, is that these calls, there was actually more than 225 calls. There's 230 calls, but it doesn't include the phone calls that are not over 90 seconds. So as you can see over on this left side, this is the duration of the call. So these just aren't people that are calling and hanging up. These are calls, people setting up appointments, people having meaningful conversations and with the team. And so what we decided to do and I'm going to show you right now, is we have our landing page. And instead of putting a form on the page, what we did was we made all of the buttons click to call. And what we found was that because people are in pain, because they need help now, they want to speak to somebody now. So with the form, it's usually they fill out the form, the practice gets it in the email, they may miss it, and then they call next day, 2 days later, even sometimes, or they might even miss the email. But when people call through the phone, usually the customer service team picks it up and they're able to get that person to the practice. So it's a lot faster and it builds up trust because somebody's actually answering the phone. And so with people that are on their phones, which most of the traffic is on their phones, we found that this strategy is the strategy that actually works the best. And it's continued to drive conversions for a very long period of time. So if I go, let's go with this year so far. So we have about 1,200 phone calls for this practice. And we've even opened up another location as well. And so now the practice is operating 2 locations. Like I said, 1,200 calls, $29 per call. And these are for just regular appointments. Like, hey, look at this bunion, cut off this ingrown toenail. But these are also for surgery. So these are some surgeries as well where people have club foots and other things like that, even Achilles and things like that. And so those are all set up in these campaigns. So, and if you're looking for phone calls to your business, we can implement this same process in your company, and you can start getting phone calls as soon as next week. So contact us below, schedule a call, and we can get this set up for you too. Thanks.